Guys, I just finished looking at a video and I'm going to link that video in my description. If you are poor and broke, you probably live right here in the United States. People don't understand that America has all of these things behind the scenes to keep us broke and poor. I'm gonna give you an example. A few years ago, I read a book by Corey P. Smith. In that book, the first chapter pissed me off because I realized I had fell into the America trap when I was young. He talks about how America, they try to get you to mess up your credit when you're young and you don't get some common sense to figure it out, how to fix it. You'll go through your whole life with bad credit. And I am not a fan of somebody else fixing my mess. So I learned. And what happens when you have bad credit? You pay more for everything. You pay more for apartments. And sometimes you can't even get an apartment. Now, I'm a senior citizen, so why am I paying 61% of my income in rent? When I got my recertification letter back in December, it gave me an increase of $73. In April, I would be paying 65% of my income in rent. And I told them, no. There are some seniors in my building who are paying 90% of their income in rent and saying they can't afford to move anywhere. And I'm saying, why did you wait for it to get that high before you decided you couldn't afford to move anywhere? People get comfortable, and that comfortability comes back to slap us in the face sometimes. When I was working for the federal government, your credit score had to be at a certain point. You couldn't have a student loan that you weren't paying on because you couldn't get that job. And I was in a program one time where this white counselor tried to tell me a credit score meant absolutely nothing. I mean, was adamant about it. And I walked out on him. This is why I tell people all the time, think for yourselves. Stop listening to other people. Think for yourself. Do your own investigations. Look up things yourself. Find out for yourself. Isn't that what the Bible tells us? So why is anything else so different? One of the things that I didn't realize, and I don't know why I didn't realize this, she spoke on prices being higher at different international airports when you're trying to fly out of the country. They're spraying our fruits and vegetables with some. And we're being told to soak it in vinegar and baking soda and water if we expect to get those pesticides and different things off of our fruits in order to try to have healthy juice going into our body. But what happens? You can't use the tap water, so you buy bottled water. You're paying for vinegar. You're paying for baking soda. That's extra money that we're having to spend in America. America don't want you living in certain neighborhoods. Still to this day, you reach a certain point to where you can afford to get $1 million home or a $3 million home. Then you're dealing with a stupid neighbor next to you. And trust me, they're not all white. Because I got an ignorant neighbor right up under me who's Jamaican, who tried to make the managers over here think that she was mentally ill until she ran into me and a new manager. All because of jealousy. All because she doesn't want anybody living over her. Did you know that the codes on our fruit and vegetables, the numbers that they start with, did you know that those numbers mean something? Did you know if you look on the back of your toothpaste and they have a red mark, a green mark, a black mark, did you know that those different colors mean something? Speaking of toothpaste, do you know in other countries, they don't use fluoride in their toothpaste, and their toothpaste actually rebuilds the gums and the enamel, and it can whiten your teeth. American people need to wake the hell up, especially Black American people. Oh, and this is a big one. Let me ask you all, how many of you all have ever been charged with child abuse or child neglect, especially if you're Black, for whooping your child to try to keep them in line? Yes, I got a felony when I lived in Atlanta for whooping my son for keeping him in line. And guess what? When I had to take the parenting classes, I was never allowed to bring up the fact that slave owners beat us, whipped us, tore us apart, skinned us alive. And this is where a lot of Black folks get that mentality of whooping their kids from. Oh no, every time I try to bring it up, I was shut down. Get the book. Read The Making of a Slave. The way slave owners were taught how to control their slaves. And they say that they would have us enslaved for years. And what race in America is still struggling? The Black race. I'm telling you, America know what they doing. There are so many Black people leaving America because we are tired of the foolishness that America is giving us. And why shouldn't we be? Racism, 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 racism. You can get stopped being in America just for looking good, just for having an expensive purse, or just for driving an expensive car. And you may end up dead after the fact because of the mentality of the officer who stopped you. Who wants to deal with that? In America, they have indoctrinated us so we don't think we can get anything done. Or some people don't think that they can get anything done. It's sad. And what about the health care for Black America? Or lack of? And forget about mental health care. High blood pressure. They just immediately put us on blood pressure medication without trying to figure out why did all of a sudden we develop high blood pressure. But in other countries, they're not so quick to just go put you on medication because you come in and you got this, that, and the other without running tests, without trying to figure out why. In America, it's a Band-Aid. And I got so many people opposing me wanting to leave. Just saying. Be blessed, guys. Check out both videos I have linked